Welcome. This is a special briefing from us here at Voxel Micro Video Labs. We're all about exploring the stories that shape our community, and more importantly, the tools that you can use to be a real part of that conversation.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to jump right into some urgent news happening at City Hall, then ask a pretty critical question about public input, and after that, we'll introduce a powerful new way to make sure your story isn't just told, but actually seen and felt by everyone.
So first up, let's break down what's happening literally tonight, February 5th, at the Torrance City Council meeting. There are some really contentious items up for a vote, and you're going to want to know about them.
So, on the docket, the Council is set to discuss dissolving or combining some key citizen-led commissions. They're also voting on the Columbia Park name change, which is actually going against what the Parks Commission recommended. Plus, they're considering ending the annual parade and voting on a pretty strict ban on tarps. A lot is happening.
And this quote from a local resident and planning commissioner, wow, it really captures the feeling in the air. Critics are arguing that these moves could seriously limit public comment and basically reduce taxpayer oversight of how the city operates. It's a big deal.
You know, all this raises a much more fundamental issue. It really goes beyond just one meeting or one agenda.
It forces all of us to ask, in a world that is already so full of noise, how do these crucial local conversations break through? How do they actually make an impact?
Well, that brings us to why we're here. Because addressing that very challenge is precisely why Voxel Micro Video Labs was created in the first place.
We start with the technology itself. The name Voxel comes from volumetric pixel. It's basically the building block for creating this really rich, immersive content that honestly just grabs your attention. It's a whole new dimension for storytelling.
In our mission, it's to fight what we call that heavy, dusty silence. You know, that space where important community stories and local entrepreneurs just go unheard. We want to transform those quiet, overlooked things into something vibrant and absolutely impossible to ignore. And this quote, this illustrates our goal perfectly. We want to replace that silence with the energy, the passion, the roar of local creators, advocates, and business owners right here in our community.
So you might be wondering, how do we actually do this? Well, it all comes down to providing the tools to give your story the power it truly deserves.
We offer 16 professional plug-and-play video studios. The whole idea is to democratize cinematic quality production and make it accessible for everyone in the community, no exceptions.
Think about it like this. We're literally transforming an old space, a stockroom, into a modern hub, a cathedral for the creation of stories, where anyone can come in and create content that looks and feels totally world-class.
It's really a two-part system. The Voxel Labs are the engine. That's where you create your story. And then, our giant 16 by 30-foot digital wall out front, that's the beacon that amplifies your message for the whole world to see.
Just imagine a resident with a really powerful perspective on, say, the Columbia Park debate we were just talking about. They can come into our labs, produce a clear, professional message, and suddenly their voice can't be ignored.
Look, this is about so much more than just cool technology. It's about empowering a more connected, a more engaged community from the ground up.
And we see our mission as part of a much larger movement that's already happening. We're right alongside vital programs like Leadership Torrance and huge infrastructure projects like the Metro C/K line extension. It's all about building a better future.
Ultimately, our goal is to empower you. We want to provide the tools for you to promote the ideas, the businesses, and the stories that make our community so unique, to help you sell the very idea of this place we call home.
And when you look at the timeline, you can really see a community in motion. There's so much happening. And this summer, a brand new tool for civic engagement finally arrives. That's us.
So, this brings us to our final thought. Every single voice, your voice matters in shaping our future. Your story is part of our city's future. So the only question left is, are you ready to amplify it?